I came this close to getting stuck.
When I was born, his grandpa told him to cut my tongue so that I could lick rocks on both sides.
Okay, we got a bit of a thing here. There's a big mud pit in front of me. I tried to pull him up the hill and I just couldn't, I didn't have enough oomph to pull him up. It's a beautiful morning in Hanksville. It's my last morning here. I'm taking off later today. The sun's just starting to come up. I'm heading over to get me some ice so I can have nice cold stuff in my cooler. Excited for the day. Okay, mission accomplished. I got ice. And today, day 12. Today we're gonna head from Hanksville, Utah up to Helper, Utah. We're gonna do it like 95% on dirt. This is a drive I've wanted to do for probably 25 years. I've always wondered how you get from Hanksville up to like Price, Helper, that area in Utah without going on pavement, because it's like a desolate, beautiful place. You've got the Water Park of Fold, the San Rafael Swell. I've never tried to connect these all the way together the way that I'm gonna try to today. Go get ourselves some breakfast. There's not a lot going on a, what is this, Monday morning, just after 7 a.m. in Hanksville. Wow, check this place out. I love this place. This is the Duke's Slick Rock Grill, where I've been getting my sustenance. So this is my new friend Corey, and I've been in Hanksville. I think I got here Friday night, and now it's Monday morning. And literally, I think every meal I've eaten in Hanksville, I've eaten here.
Nice.
At Duke's Slick Rock Grill, right? How long have you lived in Hanksville?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
I grew up here as a kid, and I left after high school, and I was never coming back.
Why were you never coming back?
I just was like so tired of the small town. I'd never been in a big city before.
Were your kids raised before you moved back? Or?
Yes, I have 5 kids, and 3 of them were still in school when we moved back.
Was that a shock to them to go?
No, because we would come back all the time and visit. Growing up here as a kid, it was Lake Powell. That's kind of what Hanksville was known for on the map, was like the gateway to Lake Powell. It's kind of the thing. Now that the parks are popular, Hanksville kind of sits right in the middle of all the national parks from Zion to Moab. That's kind of what we're known for now, is just being a location for people to come. There's so many beautiful things out here. The scenery changes like every 20 minutes. When I have my kids, like my grandkids, we all get together, I'll ride motorcycles. And so out by Factory Butte is a place called Swing Arm. And it's kind of just blocked off for people that like to come out here and ride.
When I first discovered Hanksville, it's exactly those two things, which is started going to Lake Powell. My father-in-law was big into motorcycles. And we would come down here and ride out there all the time. It's like a total playground. And Ernie took him out by Factory Butte and showed him where to find petrified, or the fossilized shark teeth.
Yes.
And so
I take my grandkids there.
Yeah, do you still find them out there?
My dad has pieces that are huge. When I was born, his grandpa told him to cut my tongue so that I could lick rocks on both sides. Because that's kind of what you do when you find it, like something really cool. You want to see what it looks like when it's polished and pretty. You like get it wet. So,
it's kind of do you actually lick them, or is that just?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Do you know how many people live in Hanksville?
There's roughly about 200 people.
About 200 people.
Which makes it pretty hard to find help. It's kind of a bittersweet thing for some people to have so much people coming through here. But for us, it's great. It's keeping our town afloat, and everybody's got a job, and so it's pretty cool. We're putting in lots of hours.
Everybody in this town, I swear, works 4 jobs. Because they just have to do everything. There's a small little group, and they got to cover everything for each other, but also for all the people that come through.
It's true.
So thank you so much for talking to me. Also, just like you've been so kind to me. Every time I come in here, just make me feel like we're old friends, and I'm at home. I really appreciate it.
Well, that's kind of how we are here in Hanksville. Small towns are hard. It's a love-hate relationship. But the thing about being out here is when something happens, when it's bad or good, the community comes together, and it just makes it a great place to be.
First thing I do just before I get driving in the morning, I've been logging my starting mileage, because I'm just kind of curious how much I'm driving every day. For example, yesterday I drove like 210 miles, something like that, and that was pretty much all solid dirt. Just write down my starting mileage here. Then the other thing I write down, just kind of how I'm feeling as I start my day. Today I'm feeling excited to go places where I've always wanted to go. And then I'm also feeling a little bit anxious, maybe not totally anxious, but I'm aware that this is the longest section of dirt in a very remote area that I've done. And some of the some of the places that I'll be covering are really pretty gnarly. and I've chosen trails, as I've done my research, that in theory are pretty easy trails, but I've never been on some of these. A few of them I have been on a motorcycle. A Bronco and a motorcycle are quite different. And so I feel just a little bit of like, okay, this is gonna be okay. I have actually pretty high confidence it's gonna be fine. Also in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna be a long way from anybody. Mostly I'm just excited to see some beautiful country and some places I've seen before, but a lot of places I haven't seen before, in an area that I've always wanted to explore more. So long, Hanksville. You've been a delight. Okay, here we go. We are on the dirt. Saw a couple of little sparrows in the sagebrush shooting along, and I got a couple of pictures of them. They were really cute, just shooting through the sagebrush together. Well, this is promising. High clearance vehicles only. Sweet. Let's go see what's out here. This is really cool. This really could be someplace on the moon. It's amazing. Okay, we're coming up on a river crossing. I'm just gonna see if I can get a sense of how deep it is. I think we're gonna be okay. Here we go. Wish us luck. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, we got a bit of a thing here. There's a big mud pit in front of me, and I don't see a way around it, but I think I can keep 2 tires up on solid ground while I try and go through it. I'm gonna give it a shot. Part of my thinking is, I'm close to Hanksville. If I get stuck, maybe I can get some help, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so far, may have to cross over the other side in a minute. Woohoo! Try to cross over. Can I cross over? Oh, that was bad. That was bad call. I gotta get up on top of that. This is not gonna work. back up. I'm gonna try this again. And this time, I'm gonna keep my tires up on the other side the whole time. And not try and cross over. Let's see what happens with this. Okay, wish me luck. At least I know I can back up out of there if I have to. At least that part I can. Okay, this is the part. I'm a little nervous. But let's just see if I can get through here. Okay, stayed up on that side. I have no idea how long this goes. I think I can stay up here. Oh my gosh. This is making me nervous. Okay, I think I'm starting to see an end in sight. Uh-oh, it's also starting to get muddier and deeper. Holy crap. Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. Come on, you only gotta go another 20 feet. Can I go backwards? Okay, I can go backwards. Really close to being stuck. That would have been bad. Okay, let's keep going here. Also, this is like a long ways to back up. Okay, I'm almost out. I'm almost out. Whoo-wee! Whoo-wee! Got her done. Oh man, that was crazy. I went a few hundred yards to that thing, and then literally I got within 20 feet of the end of it and just got bogged down, and luckily I was able to back out of it, and I had to back all the way out of that thing. Oh, that was a close call. I know I was looking for some adventure, but I almost adventured my way into having to get somebody to come pull me out of there. And that would have been hard, because where would they pull me out from? Like there's no easy way to pull me out of there. They got to go down super far into that mud, and they would just dig themselves down in. So note to self, don't do a big mud pit again today or on this trip. So although it was kind of exciting. It was very exciting. Have my adrenaline going, I tell you what. Well, I mean, it's not too bad, right? I'm glad I washed these windows this morning. Oh man. Okay. Beautiful. It was beautiful. Well done, Bronco. Okay, so I see a way to do this. It's gonna be longer though. I think I'm just gonna go up to Goblin Valley, because like I'd have to go out through Cathedral Valley and drive all the way up through there and then cut across over to where I really was, and that's just gonna be a really long route. So I think I'm gonna just go hit the highway, get off in Goblin Valley, get back on my original route. I'm back on the highway heading back to Hanksville. I'm gonna top up the tank with gas a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can somehow get some of the dirt off of these windows so I can see a little bit better. And then I'm gonna work my way up to Goblin Valley. I'm not gonna go all the way to Goblin Valley, but to that turnoff of the highway and see if I can get back on dirt from there. Back on my original route that I had planned. I still have to go a little bit more on paved road before I get back on dirt. But this is the cutoff over by Goblin Valley that I was planning to do originally. I saw a little sign to Temple Mountain Wash pictograph panel. So I thought I would stop and take a look and see, oh cool, yeah, there's some cool pictographs up there. Okay, I hope this isn't foreshadowing, but the roads may be impassable due to storms. We're hitting the dirt again. Here we go. Okay, taking a little bit of a side quest here. I'm gonna go check out Temple Mountain a little bit. I took a little side quest to come over and get a little bit closer to Temple Mountain. That's it, up behind me, up there. There you can see it. It's pretty cool. Also, there's some cool old buildings constructed out of rock and mud and log. So in the very back there, there's actually a chimney back there in the very back, which is kind of cool. It suggested it was like not just, it wasn't like a storage thing or shed or barn or something. Like somebody probably lived there. If there was a chimney in it, they're probably cooking back in there, stuff like that. And then if you come over to this other one over here, you can see it's kind of set back in to the hill side a little bit there. And then they like framed the doorway and the windows and stuff with wood, but you can see it still has like all the walls all around it back in there. Go in here a little bit so you can see more. See, so even though it's set back into the hill, it still has the full walls. So this one was probably like the main dwelling place, and it's kind of cool. It's got, you know, bigger spots for windows, a big center beam up there, and then this wall's kind of been knocked down, and so maybe that spot that's the window, I don't know if there was probably that spot right there is probably the threshold where a door used to be, is my guess. The door's probably on that side, and that's just a big window over there. There's probably windows on that other side. This is what's interesting to me, is on the back there's not a way to get through the main house back to this, but this is a cold storage room. Because if you look at the way it's constructed, it's got 2 layers of rock with the mud in between. If you look at the construction there, that looks like it would kind of keep it cool the way that that's built, and the rest of it isn't double walled like that with the dirt in between. So this one is like definitely trying to be insulated and stay cooler, and that's what makes me think maybe that was like a storage room. And then of course if we turn up here, it's a beautiful Temple Mountain up there. I just stopped here. I was just heading out of where I was at there and just noticed there's one more building over here. This one is built up leaning against a big boulder, and it's actually looks kind of nice now because there's like a juniper overhanging it. Stopped because I saw a little bird on a rock quite a ways away, And so I got a few shots. I put on my extender on my camera, which makes my lens even longer and gives me about a 700mm equivalent reach on the camera. And then I slowly got closer and closer to where I finally, I think, got some pretty good shots. I was doing like 45 miles an hour down this road, and all of a sudden on this dead tree on the very top perch there, I think I saw mountain bluebirds. I got some nice photos of that bluebird. Also, I'm pretty proud of myself doing 45 miles an hour down a dirt road and spotting a bluebird. That's pretty good. Okay, I just passed a little road. It says Sinbad Valley Arch and Petroglyphs Loop, and it doesn't look like it adds too much distance to my drive, so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give it a shot. Go check it out, see what's going on. What's not to love about Sinbad, an arch, and petroglyphs? Let's go see. Okay, we're actually gonna go underneath a little viaduct or something. I don't know what you call it, a little bridge thing underneath I-70 to continue this loop, and then it flips around after that in a minute. Let me see where the loop goes. I always like going through these little tunnels that go underneath the interstates. I don't know why, I think they're pretty cool. Here we go. I think this is one car at a time. Okay. And then looks like we go up here to the right. Okay, the craziest thing just happened. I just bumped into an old co-worker, an old colleague, and he's like stuck out here, and so I'm gonna come help him get unstuck. But I came up and asked him if he needs some help, and I was like, oh my gosh, is that you, Phil? We haven't worked together for a long time, since 2004. That's a long time. But still recognize each other. It's kind of fun. Okay, so he had a jack in there. He was trying to get up to where he could get out the jack, but I'm just gonna go see if I can pull him up over this thing. This will be my first time using my recovery gear, and I'm really glad that it's a friend of mine. That's awesome. I tried to pull him up the hill, and I just couldn't. I didn't have enough oomph to pull him up. Then I flipped around and hooked up the winch and dug in a little bit and was able to winch him out of there, which was awesome. Also, like, other than watching videos about how to do it, it's my first time actually using the recovery gear. Go me. And I was glad I had all the stuff and was able to help out my friend. So awesome. This day just keeps getting better and better. Okay, here we go. Like, I left Novell in 2004. Were you still there then?
I was not there, but I went back.
You went back. Okay, I didn't know that.
But I went back from 2005 to 2009.
Okay, and we worked together years ago at Novell. In fact, Phil, I would count as one of my early mentors in how to do product management, and like deeply appreciate like the rigor he brought to it, what he taught me. And in some small way, I feel like, hey, like pulling him out of that jam, maybe that's a little like give back, right?
Excellent, yeah.
For what we did, so that kind of thing. And now, you know, maybe we're gonna start Dan and Phil's off-road recovery channel, something
right.
like that. So, okay, all right.
I'll be the
Phil,
first one.
So good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, don't do that again.
No, I don't want to.
I just realized there's another trail that I can take that will connect into my original route, but it's a bit of a shortcut from where I am now versus over there. Looks like the first part of it might be a little bit more technical, but not too bad. So I'm gonna go back over here, and I think I'm gonna take this shortcut. Famous last words, right? Well, this is a beautiful trail. Also, it's just technical enough that like I feel comfortable doing it, but not by myself. And so I'm actually not going to take the shortcut. I'm heading back out and going the way that I'd originally planned. See, look, I can make good choices. There you go. I'm so happy I came over here. I found, well, let me show you, hold on a second. Okay, I was driving along and I saw this watering hole for cattle. And then I saw a little shorebird in there. I'm gonna have to go look up and see what kind of a shorebird it is. So I decided to walk over and sit down where the light was to my back, so I could get better shots of that bird. And I was sitting there getting some photos of it, and all of a sudden this kingfisher starts twittering, and then it comes flying out over this little pond. I just stopped because I came across a couple of wild burros just off in the meadow here, and so, well, I don't know if you call that a meadow, off in the Dust Bowl over there. Okay, the buckhorn draw pictograph panel is a really big panel. I don't know how many figured in it. Probably 50 or 60 or more figures in it. And some of them are really well preserved. It's really cool looking. Oh my gosh, the most amazing thing just happened. I was heading down the road and off in the distance I could see a bird sitting on top of this little sagebrush thing. I thought I'm gonna stop and see if I can get a picture. I got a picture and I zoomed in, it was a long ways away, but when I looked at it in the camera I could see it was a strike, I think a loggerhead strike. And I'm like, I'm gonna just stop and see if I can work my way closer to the bird. And so I spent probably the last 20 minutes just like 5 steps at a time, then I'd pause for like a minute and then 5 steps and pause, and I'd take photos as I get closer and closer just in case the bird gets nervous and flies off. It turns out there were 2 of them. Then at one point one of the birds, it flies down off of the sagebrush, kind of disappears, and then it comes back, and when it comes back it has a lizard in its mouth. It has a lizard in its mouth. And the lizard's like flopping around. It was amazing. So I got like photos and videos of this bird that caught a lizard. After a lot of driving and a lot of dirt and a lot of fun, I finally made it to Helper, Utah after dark.